this interview series of Brand India, Women in Business. We bring to you Ms. Shivangi Garg, the valued Maharashtra State Council Secretary of the We Council, CIM SME India. We bring the series of broadcasts as a flagship initiative by DCPIT Global Council promoting international trade and CIM SME, that's Confederation of Indian Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises we are associated with. So we have a strong belief in the mission articulated by our founder and director, Mrs. Santosh Ganesh, which is to empower, collaborate, innovate, and stand together as true human beings and not miss the human touch. My name is Kusum Kanwar, and I am the State President, WEE, Women Entrepreneurs Enterprise, CIM SME, the Global Ambassador for Diversity and Inclusion and Education for a Girl Child, DCPIT, CIM SME. And education is for over 30 years, and Managing Director, KK Kids Learning Systems, founder and CEO at Skill Training and Development for School Stakeholders. National Core Committee member of Association for Primary Education and Research, Ambassador for Principals at Ambassador for Principals at Early Childhood Education, former Principal, Billabong High International Schools, Mumbai and Santa Cruz. So former head of corporate school operations for Kangaroo Kids Education Limited. So today it is an honor for me to introduce and welcome our cherished Ms. Shivangi Garg, a professional healthcare recruiter with a passion for training, armed with an MBA by qualification, and an entrepreneur by choice. She lives by the mantra, simple living and high thinking. Born in a conservative Marwari household, she quotes, as the firstborn in an extended household, I had to break many boundaries to reach where I am today. A happy-go-lucky soul loves to make friends, enjoys each day of life as it comes. This does not mean she did not have her share of hardships. She has been on the other side of life and has bounced back. Hence, she treasures this life abundantly. Welcome, Ms. Shivangi Garg, and let me
Thank you
start.
so much, ma'am. It was an introduction indeed. After hearing all about you, I don't know how do I match up, but I'm learning every day from stalwarts like you,
So
learning
you
every
don't have
day.
to match up. You are our guest and you are on the interview today. So my first question to you, Shivangi, is what is professional healthcare recruiter and how did you get your idea or concept for this business?
As I already mentioned, and which you mentioned on my introduction, that I have been on the other side and have bounced back. So during my stay in the hospitals, I saw there was, the management always, because I was a guinea pig for my doctors, and they had never seen a case like mine, and they wanted to publish my case but couldn't do it because of few hardships. So I used to see the management always cribbing about good doctors. We don't get good doctors in Nagpur. There are always doctors who want to be placed in Mumbai, and then doctors would say we are not finding the right organization to work in. So that is when I had the euphoria movement, that why not I bring in something which can match the two. As an HR person, I would always find the niche where I can fit myself in. And I was already into family business with my husband, and he stopped paying my salary. So I decided to open my own organization, and hence my company was born.
Oh, fantastic. What a good way to start your own company when you stop paying your salary. That's good.
Yes, yes.
You started because it was your own experience that led you to this. Fantastic. So
Yes.
what is the direct approach method that you use for advertising, as you mentioned?
Yes, the direct approach method is we see that which organizations we could serve, where it is easy to place the doctors, where we can find the right management people. Then we approach, then we try and find out the contact numbers of the HR heads, the HR associates, and we directly approach them with what we offer, what is on our platter, and how we can value add to their organization. So we make contact directly. We are blessed because of our business, that we do not have to invest in too much of marketing. We work on word of mouth because they do reference checks. So that is why that is the direct approach method.
Oh, fantastic. So that's a great takeaway for people who are listening to us today. Who do you attribute your success to?
I attribute my success to my parents and my better half. because these are the two people, these are two sets of people who never tell me that, uh, uh, it's, you can't do something. They're always open to, you can do it. Even if you make a mistake, you have us to fall back on. So that gives me immense contribution. They criticize, but that is a healthy criticism which they give, that, that value adds to where I'm going wrong. They are not here me to bring me down or pull me in, that no, this is, I have had my share of hardships, I have had financial problems during my setting up of business, but then they said, we are here, why bother? So go ahead, do it.
Great. So fabulous. So it's always family first. Uh,
Absolutely.
so we would like to know the important values, skills, etc. to look for in an employee in this kind of a business that you do.
Okay. For us, communication plays a very big role, because once we are dealing with doctors, as doctors here, they're the corona warriors and they are kept next to God. So at times they are, not in a mood to talk. So we have to see they are in what mood. Is it the right time to talk to them? So my associates have to be very polite. They need to understand what is the psyche of the person on the other side going about. They The communication skill has to be there, and placing a doctor from one place to another takes hell lot of a time. It is not in a matter of days which take place. So it takes around 2 to 3 months for one doctor to get shifted to another place. So the person has to have a lot of patience. They have to have the go get attitude, that yes, I if I have to do it, whatever time the doctor tells me, I have to call that person at that time, be it 7 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock at night. That go get attitude and the zeal to get things done has to be there.
Fantastic. The right attitude matters, the go-getter
Absolutely.
attitude
Yes.
and emotional intelligence and the empathy factor and the zeal to get things done. So, so important. So what characteristics or values or skill sets would you suggest for owners of businesses to progress like yours?
um, if you have to start this kind of business, first you have to have what you want to offer. What are the things on your platter you can accommodate? Like, we don't do small, like in a hospital there is always a requirement for nurses. There are always short-handed. So for that, we do not do 2 3 nurses at a time. If there is a bulk requirement in hospital, because we have those kind of tie-ups, so if there is a bulk requirement, then only we will fulfill it. So we have that already laid out for our. So the vision of the company has to be crystal clear. You should learn how to delegate. That you should assign a person, and the contact person has to be one. And you have to prioritize that you want to start with which tier you want to like in my business model there are 3 tiers of cities we break it up to. So it is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So you want to start with tier A, which comprises of all the metros and the semi metros. The tier 2 would be a place like Nagpur, Raipur, the uh, metros which are yet to be formed. So those ones, so you should be crystal clear that which tier you want to address to, all those things. And you should know how to delegate things to get things done. That is very important. Yes.
Great. Anything else you want to add, Shivangi, to it?
I think prioritizing, time management, all those things play a very vital role, because any HR person, I'll give you an example of Indra EVF. That was my first client, and Indra EVF, as we all know, is a huge chain in infertility. When I approached their HR head, and that HR head happens to be a lady. I thought it would be easier to break the ice, but then that posed to me one of the toughest clients to get on board. She was offering me every time a cold shoulder, that we have many
Right.
recruiters on board and we do not want another one. I said, ma'am, I tried to, gain respect, as, one woman to another. She did not buy that. So I had to change my strategy altogether, that, I can negotiate on the payment terms. I can negotiate on the percentage which I charge you. So I tried that card also. Then she said, she lent me her ear a little when I said I'm open to negotiations. That time she gave me a ear, and then I said, ma'am, see, I'm from a tier 2 city, and I can cater to tier 2 cities very well, and I know that Indra, I had done my research very well, that where Indra IVF is facing problems, and Indra IVF that time was facing a lot of issues in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I said, I can get you doctors in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. No recruiter will touch your tier 3 cities. Only I'm the one who's going to touch it. Then that is the point which hit the nail on the head. And she said, let's be on a trial period of 3 months. If you can achieve even a single placement, you're onboarded.
Wow.
And yes, and we managed to place one doctor in Sangli in Maharashtra.
Wow.
So that is when she understood, okay. Then when I asked, can I give your name as a reference check, or can I use your logo, she said, okay, fine, let's do it. So it took time. It took me 2 months for me to convince her. So it requires a lot of patience in my business. It has to be a lot.
Great, but you were able to break through, and
Yes.
also this proves the point: women are perfectionist,
Yeah.
and so she took that much time, as you said, that you thought it would be a lady, it would be a woman, and it would be easy, and definitely it is easy. So because she has to be responsible for the others, and
Yeah.
especially where it's concerning health, it's
Yeah.
concerning in sometimes it's life and death as well. So, any make or break moments, Shivangi, in your career that we can learn from from your experience?
Make or break moment was, I said, I started my career in Bellary, if you might have heard of it. Way back 15 years back, me and my husband, we were setting up the management. We were the subleasers for iron ore mining, and I started my career there. So I was a very young girl, and just I had been married, and I was thrown into waters, that go, you've done your masters, and I think you can handle it. So when I was sent there, I saw it's a man's world. And there was, I mean, even my peon was not ready to listen to me just because I'm a female sitting on a higher position. So that really brought me down. I was like, what is happening? And half of my staff didn't know that I'm the wife of the CEO, because we kept it that way. That because I started from the bottom line, like making vouchers and everything. So I started my career like that. I didn't want to be, seen as if somebody who's just because of I'm married to the CEO, I can take the top chair right away. So I learned the nuances of my business as any trainee would do, and that is how I started my career. So at times when I would make a mistake and my boss would yell at me, I would tell him very softly that, okay, this is your office, you're the boss. When you come home, you're answerable there.
All right. So your responsibilities and accountabilities were divided. So that takes me to the next question on gender balance, right? Because we just
Ah,
spoke about it. So your views on gender balance and is it more diverse workforce important, especially for senior management teams and in your field, as you just said? Because you said that this was not a traditional women's area. Right.
yes. Ma'am, gender bias is always been there, and still, we have reached from parda to rifles, but still, at times we feel it is a man's world. Be it salary structures, be it long working hours, be it giving responsibilities, all this is still there. But I'm happy that I'm in this generation and things are going at good paces. But when we read about Nirbhaya, when these cases come, I really do question myself that we live in a society where we regard daughters to be the goddesses, and then but things like this happen. So gender bias is always there. We have cases of sexual harassment at workplace. Because I'm an HR person, I would of course address this issue. So sexual harassment is there. uh, Everybody knows it's there. It's like an elephant in the room. Everybody knows it's there, but nobody wants to talk about. So things like this got to be there. And I strongly believe it is better to be strong rather than being pretty and useless. Uh,
So yes, so coming to your statement on no one's addressing that elephant in the room. You being an HR person, so how do you overcome these? Because there are so many women entrepreneurs there who are listening to us, and they would like to get some tips out of it.
Yes. Ma'am, there have been clients where I have turned down clients because of these issues. They wanted that I'm a female, so I would meet them up for coffee. I would go out to dinners with them, and when I would say that I would bring along a plus one, they would deny. They said, "Why don't you alone come up and meet us?"
Yeah.
So these things you have to be very crystal clear that
Mm-hmm.
although I might be fully married, so those things, men have to be constantly reminded about.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at times you have to draw the line that yes, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
professional, and that has to
Right.
be it
Yes, all the time, isn't it?
all
So
the
the
time.
boundaries need to be, to be
Yes.
very, very clear.
Yeah.
So, coming to my next question on funding, from sources or banks. So, we would like to hear about, where can we get these, where can we source it out? Where can women entrepreneurs go? And also, if you would like to give us creative strategies to execute minimal cash flow.
Yes. Ma'am, I was blessed that I didn't have to take in any debt. I would not suggest, I would always suggest new entrepreneurs to be, find a niche for themselves wherein they need a little or no cash, no debt. Because if you start with debt, and any business to establish, it takes 4 to 6 months. So during that time also, the debt is adding on. So I would ask them to start small, have a little seed money, so that if something goes wrong, they have something to fall back on. So that is very important for them. And they should really, like I did, when I made a mistake, I faced a financial loss of in the amount of 12 lakh rupees, because I decided to have faith on people which I shouldn't have trusted, my partners which I had taken in. So I made that mistake. That was my mistake, and I owned up to it. I owned up to my family, I owned up to my better half that yes, I have made this mistake, and I think it's high time I shut my enterprise down. They said, that was your money which you earned. What if you lost it? It's not the end of the world. The house is still going to run. You will still pay your bills. So we are there. Go ahead. Because if you ride on the horse, then only you're going to fall. If you don't get back up on it, you're never going to ride again. So why not ride it out?
Mhm. Great, that's a great attitude of the family. And there are times when you do have partnerships, and you can build partnerships
Yes.
with like-minded people. And there are lots of funding that's coming from the banks, and from the cooperative societies and the cooperative banks as well. So I think when you have these terms and conditions, and the partnership is good with like-minded people, some startups can go for that as well.
Yes.
So, are you striving for a work-life balance?
It's been very difficult for me. Uh, I was bedridden for 3 years after my two daughters were born. I'm blessed with three children, so things were very difficult during that time. My business was growing, and I had difficulty maintaining that. And I still face that, because at times I'm the bahu, the Marwadi bahu. So there is a lot of things riding on my shoulders. I have to take care of the married life responsibilities as well, and my business as well. So if I stay more focused on my household chores, my business suffers a little. But somehow I'm trying that, if I'm not there, the ships should sail. Things must move in the right direction. So I'm trying.
Right, right. So important to establish boundaries for work and personal life,
Yes.
giving dedicated time for both, as you spoke about the gender balance as well. So boundaries need to be divided, to be drawn
And
in
work
there.
from home has added to my work from home, husband being at home, everybody, kids at home has added to the agony, because every time they are at home, I'm on a call with somebody and they would come and say, mom, I need this. My husband will say, Shivangi, I need this. And it is, I think, still, it requires, especially in our community, that a woman should get up, get things done, come back and continue whatever, as if her life is not important. Come on, give me
Yes.
a break. Yes.
Absolutely. So, as a woman entrepreneur, as a, secretary for Maharashtra state, you need to draw the boundaries, establish
Yes.
the boundaries for
Yes.
work and personal life, and giving dedicated time for both. And the same time,
Yes.
accepting that balance is maybe it's a challenge at times. Asking for support helps when needed, rather than doing it all by yourself is another
Yes.
point. Most of us women, we miss out on that. Letting go of the idea of perfectionism and
That
accepting
is very.
progression is a better idea, as another woman leader, she shared a couple of days back. So, maybe,
That is what I'm
uh,
saying. I'm learning all these things every day when I interact with people like you. This is where CIMSME has helped me a lot. I mean,
absolutely.
when I meet, I have met so many people, I've met so many diverse women with coming
Mhm.
from different backgrounds, different cultures. And when I meet people like you, and when we go on weekly meetings and we share ideas, we brainstorm, I mean, every time I take away something with me, it's a new learning every day. It's like
Fantastic.
something
Yeah.
I'm learning every day and I try
Mhm.
to implement it. I'm not saying I've done it 100%, but each day I'm trying to make a little improvement on myself. That,
Mhm.
if Kusum ma'am can do it, why cannot I try and do it? If Aparna ji can do it, if Swapna ma'am can do it, why not me? Why not me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So how has being with CIMSME actually helped you so far?
It's helped me immensely. As I said, I'm learning new things every day. I have actually coined the concept of, I have been trying to find that me time every day for me. But I've actually, we were on a session with you a few days back and we were discussing this. So I have actually created a space for myself wherein I sit there, I reassess whatever I've done every day, and where I could have just, delegated and not done it by myself and saved time and could have done something more important which I missed out on. So, and then making a lot of connections, networking has been very good. I get to meet people from different states, share their ideologies, learn what they are doing. The projects which culminate because all these people come together. So sharing of ideas, meeting new people gives me a lot of energy, lot of ideas. I mean, something which I tell my kids, I quote by examples, see, this person is doing this. Why don't we create certain role models and help our children and tell them that it's okay, even if you become a teacher, if you become an educationist, it is good. You can reach, see, you can reach a place here. It's not bad.
Not at all. I mean, you're talking to a teacher. A teacher
Yes,
is
that is the
an
thing.
educationist, and an educator we need to hold them in high regard and look at what they've
Yes,
done through
absolutely. My
pandemic.
godmother happens to be a teacher. So I
Fantastic.
hold them, that my podium for teachers are very high.
Thank you so much. Yes. And my last question to you is, how will you help lift other women entrepreneurs? Of course, with your experience, and what would you like to tell them?
I would tell them that see what works for you, and you are not here to please everyone. It is not easy to please everyone. You're not here. You are not a sugar candy that you can please everyone, and even a sugar candy for that matter cannot please everyone, because people with diabetes cannot have it. So be yourself, enjoy life as it comes to you, delegate responsibilities, which I'm learning to do now, which I'm absolutely learning, prioritize. that what needs to be done first. Otherwise you actually miss out on the finer points of life, or you miss out on the bigger picture. You fail to see sometimes. Find that little time slot, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, to reassess, reconfirm what you did today. Was it productive? Can you take away something? Can you correct the mistake the next day, whatever you made, because of which you lost something which you couldn't do? So that me time is very important. And there is absolutely no shame in asking for help. If you need help, say I need help, whether it is mentally, whether it is physically, or it is monetary. There is absolutely no shame, because if you have decided to work, if you have decided that yes, I'm here to work, of course you have somebody to fall back on. You have people you look up to. You have carved out your role models. You have people to support you in all three fields. And if you think you don't have people, make friends. You have friends who will always, share your pain. Maybe they cannot guide you in your business, but they can share your pain so that you can have that ta-da moment and get things done. You might often at times I've seen that while talking, while sharing views, you often get the answers back. You have the answers within you, but because you don't talk to people, you don't know what is to be done. So there is absolutely no shame in asking for help. Seek out help. That yes, nahi ho raha hai, ab kuch help chahiye. That is very important.
Very important. So communication and
Yes.
communicating your feelings,
And,
your thoughts is so important. So thank
and
you so much. Yes, you want to share something more,
no,
Shivangi?
ma'am, just one point. I would to add, not only for the females, but for the whole family, for that matter, or friends around. That appreciation is very important. Like nowadays, women don't get appreciated enough. Or when was the last time I said my child thank you that you were there when I wanted you there? So that is my last. I would leave you with a food for thought that if you are looking for a hero, stop right there. Start becoming one.
Wow, look at that. That's such a profound statement. So stop looking for a hero, become one. So,
Yes.
so ladies, what I hear significantly with Ms. Shivangi Gar, most important things to progressing as an owner is to be open to learn every day, to learning. So the
Absolutely.
learning can come from anywhere. You can learn curiosity, enthusiasm, excitement from your own children and say thank you to them. And at the same time, resilience and strength from your own house help also at home. Keep an open mind and find solutions smilingly as difficulties and challenges will come.
Yes.
To re-energize herself, she talks to people and keeps herself happy. There are many challenges one experiences as a woman in business.
Yeah.
However, rely on your strengths to overcome it.
Yes.
Credibility does not come overnight or rapidly sometimes. For Shivangi too, it took many years of hard work and commitment to reach where she is today, and she did. A single woman has the power, but collectively we can make an impact. Very impactful insight. So thank you, namaste, everyone. Until
Thank
we
you,
meet
ma'am.
again with
Thank
our
you.
next powerful interview series of Brand India, Women in Business, a flagship initiative by GCPIT Global Council promoting international trade and CIM SME Confederation of Indian Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises.